So we have had kind of a crazy last 24 hours. Actually, can you pull up the topics?
Sure.
Can everybody hear us okay? Is the audio all right? We're kind of talking quiet because our son's asleep.
Sound good? Sound fine?
Okay.
All right.
Okay, cool. All right. So anyway, we got a few topics to talk about. Probably, well,
Talk about our downtime first.
yeah, let's talk about the downtime. Just kind of get that out of the way.
Okay. So here's the deal. We got a notice to renew our SSL certificate. That's our security certificate. It makes sure your information is encrypted so when you place an order that no one can hack into it. So I renewed it within the time period, and it was over a week ago. And last night, our old one expired, and our new one was not implemented. So I gave our web people a piece of my mind and fought with them all day. And I guess they changed some security measures and forgot to communicate something I was supposed to do or whatever. So either way, as of like 6:30 tonight, we got it back up. So what we decided to do is rather than leave our website up unencrypted, vulnerable to hackers and identity theft and all that sort of stuff, we decided to take it down, which really sucked because we just sent out a newsletter last night to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to be going to our site, checking out the links, and then come to find out our site is down, like literally like a half hour after we sent out the newsletter. So that was really frustrating. But we decided it wasn't worth risking your security or your trust, because a lot of people are going to the site saying, oh, the site says it isn't secure, someone could be hacking, whatever.
And I think we should say here that the database, like the actual information stored on the website, was fine. That was not the issue. It was the transaction.
Yeah, any transactions, anyone doing a payment or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we lost a day of sales, which sucks, of course, and I'm trying to contest that, but hoping everybody will come back now that we're back live. So I apologize to everyone who, especially who got the newsletter and was eager to go on our site. Anyone who tried to shop today and saw it was down. The swap shop, everything with that. We had to globally shut the whole site down because there were secure parts of the site. Someone could be updating their account with a new credit card or something like that, and we just didn't want to risk it.
Yeah.
So, there's been a lot of hackers and things in the news lately. So
even like major institutions have been hacked and stuff lately.
Yeah, and even if the likelihood was small, we just, we want to take care of our people.
Yeah.
So thankfully, after many hours with support and that sort of thing, we got it back up and running. So we're back live, and we are secure for at least the next 2 years. So now I know to renew it even more in advance of what I thought was reasonable.
But we weren't hacked. That was not the issue.
No.
It was a purely proactive measure on our part.
Preventative. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And really what it does for us, it kind of reinforces the fact, we were talking a couple of weeks ago about how we made the decision to kind of stop expanding so rapidly and kind of stay smaller, I guess, and just kind of look to work within the space that we have. And it kind of this kind of reinforces all of that basically, rather than moving to a warehouse, getting a larger space, getting,
becoming dependent on X dollars per day.
Yeah, exactly. Because we're still fairly small, our overhead is pretty low, and we can look at it and say, okay, we'll lose a day of sales today, but we're not going to be compromising any of our customers' information.
Absolutely.
A lot of other companies, not pen companies, but just other companies on the web in general, if they had sales targets they need to hit, they might have said, oh, it's worth the risk, we'll just take the risk. Yeah, and they might have just gone forward with it. But
we've had a credit card stolen before. We have no idea how. Just all of a sudden, you get the call and someone's using it in England to buy motorcycles. I'm like, what? Okay. So we wouldn't wish that on anybody.
Yeah. So it was kind of an overkill measure on our part, but we just kind of wanted to be extra cautious, to let you guys know that we really take your personal information seriously.
Yeah.
And we don't just mess around with it. That
exactly.
We're willing to put our money where our mouth is when it comes to protecting your stuff.
Well, it forced us to have a slow day and relax a little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're back up and
everything's back and good and secure again.
So again, our apologies to anyone trying to go to our site in the last 24 hours or so. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Talk about FlexPens.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. They were supposed to ship to the distributor at the end of the last week, beginning of this week. You know, they would be boxed up, everything at the distributor, and we were supposed to get them next week. Nathan Tardif's dad had a heart attack. I believe he's okay. He's in the hospital, last we heard.
Yeah, yeah.
But still,
He's
Nathan.
recovering.
He's recovering, so Nathan needed to go take care of that. So the flex pens have been delayed. He still had most of them made, so he's taken a week off to do everything with his family, and so we are looking at mid-May for the flex pens.
Yeah, probably 2 weeks from now.
So want
Somewhere
to send your prayers, your thoughts to Nathan and his dad. We're thinking of him. Yeah, he does deserve time off.
Yeah, no joke.
Family.
Sometimes when you're self-employed, you're forced to take time off, just like us today.
Absolutely.
But,
so we have in our prayers. But as far as the flex pens go, of course, it happens to fall right when our part-time help is off for a couple weeks. So it's just us.
Yeah.
And I spend most of my time inside watching Joseph these days because he's a toddler and he gets into everything. So I do want to say, I know we're like a couple weeks out, but I do want to say patience, 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 patience. Obviously, we'll let you know when we know the exact time and date they're arriving. The new colors are up on our site. I don't have pictures yet, but at least you can see what they are. And, descriptive at least, description. And it's going to take us a while to get everything out. My guess is we'll probably be like a week behind for a little while getting the orders out. I mean, if you order like right when we go live, we should get out in the next day or so, but for a couple days or even up to a week after that, we're expecting it to be the biggest release we've ever had.
It's going to be kind of madness, yeah.
Which is great because we're getting a lot. So we've been told, so we've been hoping. That's part of why they've been delayed, is they're making sure that not just us, but that all the retailers who've been asking for them get enough. So that's part of the delay, and obviously now with Nathan and his family. So just want to keep you updated there. So there's the 4 colors. I don't know if we talked about it before, but a couple more clear are coming back. I have no idea how many. I don't know how many of any are coming, but there will be clear. There is lapis Inferno, which is like a blue and white swirl. There is Vulcan's Coral, which is a coral swirl, and Pumpkin Poltergeist, or Poltergeist Pumpkin, I've seen it both ways, which is a orange and black swirl.
Which Nathan said looks really good. Like, he said that you might think a black and orange pen would look weird, but he said that the swirl turned out, like he said, it turned out really, really nice looking.
Yeah, someone said toddlers are in that look at me helping stage. Yeah, I've brought Joseph out to the shop a couple times. His 2 favorite things to do are take ink samples out of their little bins and put them in other bins, so he likes rearranging them. And he also likes carrying around bins and taking plastic baggies out and he likes taking things out and putting them back in, so he makes a mess, so he's not very helpful yet. Yeah,
we keep a close eye on him, and we have to fix his help that he does.
Yeah, he has fun though. We make sure he's safe. The limit on each color, I don't know yet because I don't know how many we're getting. We are thinking of limiting it 1 per color, but again, we have no idea how many we're getting. We know how many we've asked for. They've kind of hinted that we should be getting that many, and I believe it'll satisfy at least the demand. But as far as multiples, I'm not sure we're getting that many. So we may end up limiting it to 1 per color, which I hate to do, but I would rather see more people have the opportunity to have such an affordable flex pen.
Yeah.
And there's 4 colors, so if we limit it 1 per color, you can still, potentially get 4.
Yeah.
So
it's hard because, we want to offer it to as many people that want it, but, it's been out of stock everywhere for 3 months.
If you're international,
so everybody wants these things.
Yeah, if you're international and you're consolidating orders to save on shipping, talk to us and we can work with you on that. What we wanted to prevent is people trying to take a run on them and, doing other things with them, obviously.
Yeah.
The blue safaris, I guess you mean the aquamarine safaris, due soon. They were supposed to be released May 1st. However, we were told it's going to be June at this point.
Yeah,
is that right?
Back.
It got pushed back to June. So we have a wait list going for that. Not a wait list, email list.
I wonder if that's due to demand for them, because I know we've had a lot of people that are interested in them.
Yeah, I mean, they look awesome.
So they might be trying to build up more of them before they release them. a la Noodler style, you know.
Is the Flex pen the same size as the previous one, or is it the Chancellor
Adenauer
I don't
style.
know. It's the exact same as the
the
previous
same.
one, and it's the exact same pen as the Noodler's piston fill pens. It just has a flex nib.
Right.
And as Nathan said before last week, if you were here, if you listened to the recording, there's going to be a lot of different colors of pens coming. He said even more than Noodler's ink colors exist. So this round are these 4 colors. The next round you'll see more. He said like there won't be any more Ivory Darkness or the December 25th. You know, so those are, if you were lucky enough to get one of those are I guess now limited edition or seasonal or whatever. The December 25th really was seasonal.
Well,
Unless it
yeah.
was intended to be, but that's just
No,
how
it wasn't
happened.
intended to be.
Yeah. So we're very excited. So we're looking at the second, is it the second week of May? Like the week of Mother's Day. Like somewhere in there. Like
Somewhere, yeah, we don't have an exact date yet.
Mid-May. You know, it depends.
Yeah.
We'll let you know as soon as we know, as we always do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it for the Flex pens. Let's talk about May Ink Drop.
Yeah, we have the May ink drop done already. We worked
ahead.
and
Although I think we need to
it's
do
done.
more.
Well,
That's probably
we did
working too
extra.
far.
We did extra.
Yeah, we did some. So our theme is,
What is it?
I don't know, what's the name of our theme?
I forgot what he called the official name.
Well, we don't share it officially. I do need to know the official name.
We forgot the official name.
Crap.
That's the problem with doing it up ahead of time.
Goulet Favorites?
Goulet Favorites, yeah.
I think it's Goulet Favorites. So here's the background. His birthday is on Saturday, April 30th, which is basically May. My birthday is May 17th. So what we wanted to do is pick, Mother's Day. So we wanted to pick some of our favorite colors. So these are colors that we like to use frequently, that we really think people would enjoy. They tend to be more the popular colors too.
Mhm.
We thought, well, since it's our birthdays, let's just choose what we want to choose.
We're going to choose what we like to use.
So, I won't say what type of colors they are or anything like that, but, they're some of our favorites. And if you've ordered a lot from us and you've noticed the same color on invoices, that could be a hint.
Maybe. I switch a lot of colors.
You do.
though.
Or if they're colors that we talk about a lot, like colors that we recommend, or, could be something like that. Could be something. You'll see.
Maybe.
So these are labeled. These are our normal inkjets, so they will be labeled with what they are.
And for previous members, we are including a set of labels to put on last month's inks.
For those who haven't used all their inks up yet.
Yes.
So
Which
we
had so
because
many
we
people that
sealed up all of the envelopes first, and then
not
like
all of them. So
almost all of them, and I was like, oh crap, we forgot it. So we had to like cut them all open. So if anyone, if you are a member from April and you're getting it this time, and it looks
And
like
your
your bag
package
was
is cut
cut
and
open
taped
and
back together.
retaped, that's because we forgot the labels.
Yeah.
Yes, they are the correct labels.
Yes. So they're gonna look just like the normal ink drop labels. It's got the little logo on it with the ink brand and the name.
And if you forget what's what, just go on the blog where we announced that number 1 was Eclat, 2 Marine, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So inkjet theme is some of our favorites.
Yep.
No, not diaper poo. That is not one of my favorites. Diamond golden brown.
Maybe we'll have like a month of our least favorites.
Or a month of Joseph poop. Like poop.
I thought about doing a month of poop, but there's really not a lot of them.
Well, there's like the breastfed poop, and then there's the like I just started eating peas poop, and then
Even
there's
still
like
though, like try and think
I
of
had
some
black
good
beans
poopy.
poop.
You got like Noodlers and Diamond Golden Brown. Those two kind of do. You got like maybe Burma Road Brown.
TMI. Everybody poops.
I don't
Everybody
know. Like I'm
poops.
trying to think of like
I know.
really good poop brown
Well,
colors.
you can go like the really dark colored, when you eat a bunch of black beans. You can go like the green where you had too many peas and green beans. Anyway, imagine there are new people here. Sorry, everybody poops.
Oh well.
Everybody poops. Martians don't poop, really.
Why is the direction of the chat not surprising?
Oh, yeah, I want to make a comment too. So last week we had Nathan on, and we recorded it, because we knew a lot of people were going to want to hear. So we got some feedback afterwards that, Nathan he was sharing all this insight, and like we were just laughing. Screw them, everybody poops. I never said screw them, I said screw it. There's some feedback that we were laughing a lot because you guys in the chat were purposely, if you remember, you were trying to make us laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And some people watching the video are like, guys, it looks like you're totally disrespecting Nathan. And like, we
Yeah.
have to talk to him and his girlfriend and stuff. And they're like, yeah, we knew what was going on. We warned him ahead of time that you would be laughing and it wouldn't be him and he shouldn't take it seriously, you know, or be
Yeah.
offended or anything. But that's part of why we switched to just the audio recording. It's for people who have never seen the chat and never been in here
Yeah,
to
it
know
looks pretty bad.
what you guys are doing right now.
Because we weren't like referencing anything that was being said in the chat. Like we've had Brian Gray on by phone before.
Yeah, but he
was also watching the chat,
Nathan
so he was
yeah.
able to kind of laugh along with it, and it was really funny.
He's seen the chat before. I know his
Mhm.
girlfriend's been in here a couple times before. She's a big fan.
Yeah.
So like he knew that ahead of time. But what we didn't want is to look like we were disrespecting him. So that's part of why we changed it to just audio. So I just wanted to let you know. You guys are too much. You guys are such troublemakers.
Yeah.
Talking about your chatoyance. Oh, by the way, you guys were debating about his age. We found an article from 2005 that said he was 31, which means he would be 37 now.
Ish.
37-ish, if that was correct. So for those of you speculating on his age, if that article is correct, he should be late 30s. So
Yeah.
I thought that
a
was
lot of people thought he
interesting.
was a lot older.
Yeah. Well,
I
that's
mean,
because he's accomplished so much. Well, but
I know.
again, he was talking about age 11, writing the Japanese, businessmen on his letterhead and,
Apparently
whatever.
that wasn't all that long ago.
Yeah.
I mean, relatively.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, like, for him to have, like, a 30-year career in this is, like, actually kind of reasonable because he started when he was a kid, pretty much.
Yeah, he really did.
He is an old soul. Yeah, before we were born.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was that. So again, if you guys weren't here last week or you haven't listened to the recording, definitely do because he's so knowledgeable and provided so much insight into his background and his views on things. We really learned a lot, and I just respect him that much more for it. And he's just true to who he is, and that's awesome.
And we posted what we ended up doing. Okay, we posted the video direct from Justin up to YouTube because that's relatively easy to do. But we can't take and download that and split out the audio. So what we had done, just in case there was a glitch on the video, was
we did have a video glitch.
We did have a glitch. If you guys remember from last week, the browser just crapped out for no reason right in the middle of the broadcast. But anyway, what we did, I had a little foresight to think that might happen, and I set up a separate camera, and we were recording in tandem so that if there was a glitch here, we had a backup copy. So anyway, I used that copy and split out the audio, and that's what I uploaded onto YouTube. It was quite a bit of work. It took me about 10 hours to do it all, but I figured, having Nathan on was so important that we wanted to be a part of that. So anyway, that's how we did it. And I forget where I was going with that. I guess that was the
audio recording.
Yeah.
So listen to it if you haven't.
Oh, where I was going with that. Okay, so we split it into, I think, 3 different parts on the audio. But the posting that we have on Ink Nouveau here, if you watch it automatically links up all 3 videos, so you can just watch it continuously. You don't have to click on 3 different videos. So even though it's 3 parts, it's not 3 actual separate videos posted. That may be confusing. That's kind of a new thing that YouTube has, is a thing called a playlist where you can link multiple videos together to transition them kind of seamlessly. So anyway.
All right. What else let's see. New Habanas coming this week. We just got our shipping confirmation. The new Ivory 85-gram paper Habanas are coming on Thursday. I don't know when Thursday. It's UPS, so it'll probably be by the end of business day. Mm-hmm. So look for those on our site. We have finally sold out of all of the white paper Habanas. Someone helped us clear out of those recently.
They're all gone.
They are all gone.
From us. Somebody else, some other retailers may still have them.
We'd do a first impression video. That's a good idea.
The
Ivory Habanas.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, do a comparison to the
Levy.
Levy.
A comparison and a torture test.
Because I believe the line rulings are different than the white.
They are.
We saw a sneak peek through Rodeo Drive, and they look like they're like 6 millimeter ruling instead of like 5.5 instead of 8. The big ones used to be. I don't know what the small ones are. We didn't see that.
Yeah.
The small ones used to be 5, so I would not be surprised if they were still that way. Or maybe they made them all 5.5.
They might be 5.5. I'm not sure.
So, just
Which I think a lot of people are going to like that.
Well,
I personally loved
helps,
the 8mm, but I know a lot of people said it was too wide.
It helps distinguish it from the Webbies too. Someone said you heard the Ivory is a little bit yellow,
a little less yellow than the Webbies.
Less yellow.
That's what we read. We haven't seen any comparisons yet because Exclair is the only one that has any of them yet.
The pictures on Rodeo Drive, but
no, on Quo-Vadis.
Quo-Vadis, but by the way, someone edits a photo, it's hard to see. So we'll let you know when we get them. We'll do a side by side with the Webby and everything like that. I know we love the white too, especially like the blank ones for drawing and sketching and stuff. But
But that was a decision that came from Clairefontaine in France. That wasn't really an Exclair thing. Yeah, that was you're gonna do this kind of thing.
Are we gonna carry the A4 size? It's not imported into the U.S., so I don't think we will.
We may be able to get them by special order into France.
I have no idea what kind of quantities there would be for.
I don't know how much they would cost either.
I don't know.
We'll look into it.
I've seen them in other countries.
Like in the UK.
And I've even seen graph paper and stuff too. Yeah, the Dot Webby, that is coming in May. I don't know when. Sometime in May. As well as all the off-white rodeo pads and stuff like that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to talk about your Mickey Falcon first impression?
Yeah. So I posted a first impression video of the Falcon, which hopefully you guys got a chance to check that out. It was kind of a longer video.
That was yesterday, right? Monday? Yesterday, Monday?
Yeah.
Because I don't think you vlogged over the weekend.
I didn't.
It was Easter. We took off.
Took the weekend off, yeah. I mean, I had the video done. I just didn't post it. But anyway, so the Falcon, I kind of took a different approach. Before, I was always trying to be conscious of the time, like how long the video was going to take. But for the Falcon, I didn't because, if you think about it, how can I get a true first impression across if I'm worried about a running clock?
Right.
It's like when you guys get a pen for the first time, you don't worry about trying to get your impression of it within a 10-minute period or a 5-minute period or whatever. So I was like, screw it, I'm just going to talk, and I'm just going to, play with this pen and see how it goes.
Sometimes we say screw it a lot.
Well,
screw them, screw it.
Screw it. We say it a lot. No, but anyway, so, I thought it was interesting. But anyway, it's kind of a neat pen. It's definitely a unique nib, and I was curious to use it because it's something that, it's a pen that I had been pretty much aware of since we got into ink and paper, not even pens, but this was like a year ago.
Especially since the Noodler's Flex pens came out, everyone's talking about what other Flex-like pens were out there. This isn't like a Flex the same way as the Noodler's, but... No,
but it's definitely a flexing pen.
People use that as a point of reference.
Yeah, it's one of the only other few modern-made Flex pens. Now, the thing that I was most impressed by, well, I'll go ahead and break it out. I have it here. One thing that somebody commented about in the videos is like when I don't think it was in the Mickey Falcon video.
No, it was your Pelican.
It was another video where I held up my M800, and they were like, wow, that's an M800? Your hands must be huge. Yeah, my hands are huge. It's empty.
Oh.
I just cleaned it. Okay, so just for your size reference there, here's a Falcon next to the black one, next to the M800. Okay, that's kind of hard to see. It's like a dark background. I don't think that's really helping anybody there. Yeah. So here's the Falcon. There's the M800.
Of course, it's a blue. Blue's his favorite color, obviously.
Oh yeah, I wanted the blue.
Matches your shirt.
Yep.
So, yeah, so in your hand, you were saying, in your hand...
Yeah, in my hand, an M800 doesn't look very big, I mean, it looks like...
but in mine, look at mine.
Yeah, it looks huge.
Anyway.
But I have gargantuan hands.
Falcon.
So anyway, just be aware of that when you're watching a first impression or when you're watching any video. And I always try to say it in the video, but I really have big hands. They're not like big fat hands. They're they're pretty
big, long hands.
They're pretty proportional.
I do not call
really
my pen funny.
We talked about that before. So anyway, but the Falcon, and I had commented about how it was about the size of an M400, and somebody on the blog had an M400 to kind of clear that up. You know, I don't have an M400, so I was kind of guessing. I knew it was smaller than the M800, you know, so I was like, oh, okay, it's probably about the size of an M400.
You're not circus freak.
There's different. Well, yeah. there's different proportions, and again, with the first impression video, like, I'm really just kind of going for, well, what's truly my first impression. I'm not trying to get all scientific and be like, this pen is 5.72 inches long and blah blah blah. That's really not what I'm trying to do.
Did you have a Safari?
I have an All-Star,
Same
which
thing.
is the same thing. It's actually fairly the All-Star. The All-Star is just a little bit longer. It's probably pretty close to the same
See, ally
diameter.
pens. We're together with the way we hold our pens. She's my ally.
Okay, so it's probably about the same diameter actually as well, now the section that you hold is going to be bigger on the Falcon than the Safari or the All-Star because it's got that triangle grip thing. So it's going to write a bit differently. But anyway, so it's a cool nib, it's a cool pen. I'm sorry, when I shot the video, I kind of like wandered off of the frame when I was writing the sample.
You didn't notice?
And I didn't notice, but I didn't want to reshoot it because then it wouldn't have been my true first impression. So I was like, you know what, I still got some good footage in there of me writing with it, and you know, I'm going to try to watch out for that in the future. So I am sorry for that, but at the same time, I wanted it to be genuine to my true first impression, so that's what you got. So I'm going to be doing more first impression videos. I'm going to be doing one of the black matte vanishing point.
Yep.
Which I still have yet to do.
By the way, the broads are back ordered till July.
I thought they said August.
July or August, I can't remember.
Yeah, they're back ordered for a
We
while.
have fine and medium.
Yeah.
So if you're hoping to get a broad, sorry.
This is the black matte vanishing point.
Yeah. We have
The
like
limited edition.
all the rest of the vanishing. You know what you could do is get whatever other style. You could always get a different converter if you really want a broad, and then you can switch it out. Now one's gold and one's rhodium, but
Right. You mean a different nib?
yes. What did I say?
Converter.
It's a converter nib unit.
Well, when you say converter,
I
you're
know.
usually referring to just the film
I
thing.
know.
Yeah. Yeah. And they tend to run very fine, you know. So the fine tends to run like an extra fine of a German pen. So a broad would really be more like a medium. So anyway, but
Sorry.
yeah, so I'll have that. That's another pen that's sort of like the Falcon. It's like really kind of unique, and it's one of those pens that like you're almost kind of like not wanting to speculate when you buy it because it's so different than most other pens that you don't know if you're going to like it or not. So that's kind of why I'm trying to get to know these pens, trying to do some comparisons and first impressions and stuff, is so that I can maybe help to understand maybe some of what you guys are working through if you're considering any of these pens, and maybe help to clear some things up.